For my fans and me to interact, make art and have fun. It's a one-man show and entirely free. I do it every single week except some. I'm waiting to go, it's all live and online, so you should stick around and say hello. Are you feeling creative? Cause now's the time. Welcome to the Most Week Show.
I am Notme. I am art. And I am welcoming you to the Most Week Show. I feel like doing this movement, and I'm just going to go with it. It is currently noon plus 9 minutes on the 29th of August 2021. What a day to be alive. You are here with me right now And I thank you for that. I thank you for being here, and I thank you for being you. If we were allowed to be together physically, I'd of course show my appreciation physically with a hug, with a kiss, or with grasping of the shoulders, and some very exaggerated air cheek kisses so that we don't mess up our makeup, you know, like girls do. As 'tis, the best I can do to you right now is raise a glass. I can raise a glass to you. Time-honoured tradition of showing respect. And you can raise a glass as well, if you like. I'm certainly not going to stop you. We'd like to start the... Ooh, the emoji work has begun already. Outstanding. Very, very exciting to see the emoji work starting so quick. We like to start this show with a toast, so it just brings everybody together as one. We're not just people, disparate people, dotted across the globe. We are all people united in a single act. And that's kind of magical, guys. That's kind of magical. Here goes. To birthday boy, Michael Jackson. What a dancer. Now, there are some people who would say that we shouldn't be raising a glass to Michael Jackson based on the allegations that have come out against him, and I do appreciate that, but the fact is, he is dead, yeah? He is at God's mercy at this point, which kind of puts us in the clear, because if the allegations are false, he's living it up, as I say, as he should be. What a dancer. But if the allegations are true, there's absolutely no one in existence that can punish like God. So I think ethically, we're absolutely in the clear. To Mike. Double dipping. Wow. What an eventful situation we've got already. Straight off the bat, mere seconds into the stream, brand new follower, H-O, is that O? You're mixing up O's and zeros in a very dangerous and daring way, and I do appreciate that. H-O-S-S-O-03E19, perhaps? It's a mouthful, but it gains attention. Thank you very much for the follow. Nana Hobble gifting a tier 1 sub to Definitely Not Duda. Given 8 gift subs in this channel. Nana, mwah, thank you to you, and definitely... Mwah! Thank you to you as well, just for being a recipient, just for being there to catch it. Undead TARDIS, how's it going, bud? For me, Undead TARDIS, it's going real well. It's going real well. I'm doing my favourite thing that I do all week, the Most Week show. I'm feeling really great. I'm feeling really great. Cameraman George, hello to you. TB Douglas, hello to you. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Almost forgot your catchphrase there, TB, but I appreciate you diving in. So... regular viewers, as regular viewers will know, I have been job hunting for a while now. I have been dealing with this medical debt for quite some time now, and so I've needed that extra income. I've needed the extra income. I have had some jobs for a short while, a cleaning job, a customer service telephone job, a guy trying to get people to go on open-top bus tours. That was me. Very excitingly, at one point, I got a job as a receptionist in a paper company. A receptionist at a paper company. As a big fan of The Office, I was thrilled, thinking that I was going to be part of a roller coaster ride of japes and pranks and far-fetched storylines, and falling in love with one of the salesmen, eventually bearing his child. I was the receptionist, so I was Pam. I was Pam. As definitely points out, yes, that was me. I was Pam. I won't say the name of the company. I'll say the name of the company was Sharpie. But it wasn't Sharpie, but I'll say it was... Hello, Sharpie. This is, you know... Although I couldn't use Notme. They forbade me from using Notme. I had to use my real name, which I'm a big fan of. But unfortunately, the business was struggling and went under 8 days after I started. So the whole experience was a lot sadder than I was hoping for. Very much like the UK version of The Office. But throughout all of these jobs, I felt unfulfilled. Yes, I had the creative outlet of being one of the workers, you know, a commuter, looking around on the subway and seeing all of the miserable faces of people who had toiled year after year in seemingly inescapable jobs. That was great. That felt great. That felt very poetic. Yeah, obvs. But I felt like I could do and be paid more. Yeah, I was getting dejected with the whole job hunt thing. It was bringing me down. But... then I had a great idea this week, a great idea. a few minutes before cameraman George had the same idea, but I hadn't said it out loud, so it seemed like George had come up with it first, when, as we all know, because I just said it, I came up with it first. But the idea was basically to use my less creative but still art-adjacent skills within the workplace. For instance, I am a great and prolific writer. Yeah? You'll know this. So maybe I could write some advertising slogans, maybe that. I am a great video editor, so maybe I could edit some company's social media videos. I am a great motivator, so maybe I could be a manager of people, yeah, inspiring them to work harder, feel happier, lay more carpet. Now I have skills, guys, and it's time the corporate world gets to benefit from them. So if anyone has any openings, I would be happy to fill whatever openings you want in whatever position you prefer. And I do mean that. Honestly, this whole thing has got me feeling a lot more positive. How positive? Gosh, that's a great question. I would have to say as positive as family simile. Family simile. What will the answer be? As positive as what? That's right, guys. Family simile. Get involved with the show by thinking of a creative way to finish off this simile. As positive as. This segment is all about pushing forward the boundaries of language to really engage your imaginospheres to think of something unique. As positive as what? Is it as positive as making a New Year's resolution, whether you end up sticking to it or not? Is it as positive as battery nipples? Or is it as positive as someone confirming that they aren't able to attend your birthday party? That's the worst, right? We've all been through that. When you're like, do you want to come to my birthday party? And they're all like, nope. And you're all like, are you sure? And they're like, I'm positive. Birthdays, huh? Also, not like in the movies, right, guys? I don't want to do your work for you, but really get creative. And at the end of the show, I'm going to pick a winner. And if that's you, your name is going to go on the ticker below for the next show. It's Maple Panda, last episode, with as expensive as opting for the cinema, popcorn, and refreshments rather than hiding cheap stuff in your bag like everyone else. It's a wonderful simile. A simile of great advice as well. Smuggling snacks into the cinema not only allows you to save money, but also allows you to enjoy a much broader selection of cinema snacks. Does any multiplex cinema in the world serve pad thai? No way, baby. And that's why you need to smuggle it in a little Ziploc bag tucked into your underwear. And I'm sure that's what its Maple Panda was alluding to. Anyway, write a simile, get it in the chat. And it could be you on the ticker for next show. Let's see if let's get the things in the chat. Get it in the chat. There we go. Let's go back to main. Wonderful. M. Acton, hello to you. Happy bank. Oh, is it bank holiday in the UK? Is it bank holiday? Which bank holiday is it? I suppose summer bank holiday. That is a concept that Americans not as keen on, I will say, not as keen on. The idea of giving their workers time to not work. It's tricky, certainly. It's something that the UK says, hey, you've worked hard, you deserve some time off. In the US, they say, hey, you've worked hard, you deserve to work a little bit harder. It's called the American dream, guys. It's called the American dream. Diametrically opposed to the idea of bank holidays. But I'm glad that you're on bank holidays, Emma. Please let me know if you have any big bank holiday plans. We'd love to hear them. I'm sure I speak on behalf of everybody. What are we doing next? Oh yeah, let's do this.
I shall give you a task, it will not be that big an ask, but the possibilities of us are waiting to impress. Please take a photo while at all, once all the options you've explored, or just use one you took before and win thy Snap Quest.
Snap Quest indeed, guys. Hark 'tis time for a snap quest, and I give you guys a prompt. It was face. That was the prompt. And I turn it over to your photo art that is inspired by this prompt. Oh, we had some good opportunities this week. We had some real good opportunities this week. Oh, hello to you, SJBeck72. Hi, Notme and all weaklings. Technical hitch with trying to get onto the most week show, but okay now. Well, I'm very pleased that you did manage to work through that technical snafu. Nana Hobob! I'll try to participate.
I will try to participate in the next snap quest.
Oh, we heard it. I didn't even need to read it out. That's very exciting. Thank you very much, Nana Hobob. Very smart to subscribe with Twitch Prime. That wonderful gesture has cost Nana Hobob nothing. Zilch. Nada. A little quiet. Am I a little quiet? Am I a little quiet? Is that better? I'm still not going into... kind of going into the yellows. Is that just you? Anybody else feeling that I'm a little bit quiet here, guys? I can bump it up. I can bump it up. Is that better? Are we happy with this? I'm going to need some kind of confirmation before I go on. It is a bit quiet. Okay. So are we working a little bit better now? Is this a little bit better for you all? Getting an echo. Oh. I'm happy about it. Well, that's good. I'm pleased that you're happy about it, Nana. It's pretty much what I'm gunning for most of the time. Input. Oh, my input volume's really far down. That's probably a lot better, isn't it? There we go. That's the issue. There we go. Why was it so low? Oh, it may have been I was recording something. Okay. Is this better? Yeah, this feeling a bit more positive? Yeah, feeling a bit more positive. Okay. Yes, definitely. The amount of S's on that, a clear indication of how much we are cooking with flipping gas right now. Let's do this. Let's go into some snap quests. Because we've had some absolute barn burners this week. Bosh, Emma Acton, straight off. Is there context? Absolutely there is context. M says, how have we only just noticed these two faces staring back at us every day? An indication of M. Acton's TV viewing habits there. Just settled down for a chilled Friday evening with Jeff Lynne and his ELO, and whoa, we saw them. The faces, we've got one little fella down here, the other little fella down here. We've got the dark areas for these ones, and the slightly lighter areas for these ones, which says to me, and please feel free to add your own interpretations of this one, guys, weaklings out there. This one's got his eyes closed, his or her eyes closed, their eyes closed. This one really looking out there, really wanted to see, really wanting to stare and be stared at. Ooh. I'm not sure what happened there. What I like about this is that this really shows for me the power of being inspired by other artists. They've sat here, they've watched a lot of TV, I assume, being confronted by these two faces, these two cheeky chappies or chapesses. And they've never noticed them before. But with the power of Jeff Lynne and the Electric Light Orchestra, they're being inspired, they're feeling more creative, they're looking at the world in a slightly more creative manner. Splanow, here's two faces. Absolutely outstanding work. And finishes with, thanks for challenging us with this snap quest. You're absolutely welcome, Em. We are really enjoying looking for smiles wherever we go. That's what I do, guys. Just trying to give you these positive experiences through art. Yeah, through art. It's what I do. Every day when you tune into the show, every day when you do your homework, your home art, I'm improving your life through art. That's what happens. That's what we're doing. That's what M's figured out. That's what has made this such a great piece of Snap Quest art. Fantastic. Who have we got next? We already saw it. It's definitely not Judo. Now this one gets extra credit, guys. This one gets extra credit. Because this is one of the only ones that provides a nose as well. A lot of people going for the two eyes in the mouth, and that's absolutely fine. In my example pictures that I posted this week on my Instagram stories, I was going primarily for the two eyes in the mouth. Definitely not to you saying, what about noses, guys? How do these faces smell? Bang. We've got here eye, nose. Ugh, that keeps on happening. Mouth. Bosh. It's a full face. And there's a little bit extra here. A little bit extra. Definitely says this face has an eyebrow ring due to this little extra little piece of bedazzlement up here. And is either crying twine or wearing a monocle. Either way, it's smiling. We like the positivity here. We like the positivity here. What I also like this about this is that it creates a sense with this character. If we go less with the crying twine, because that turns it into a poetic thing that was really more reality adjacent rather than actual reality. But if it's a monocle, it's very rare to find someone who's going for the monocle and the eyebrow piercing. Eyebrow piercing, a little bit more punk rock, a little bit more definitely not Duda. Yeah, a little bit more. Rah! The monocle, a little bit more. Let's get it out. Let's put on our jodhpurs. That kind of vibe, right? Never the twain shall meet, except for whoever this person is. It's about us breaking out of these class-based shackles. You think just because I have an eyebrow piercing, I can't go fox hunting? You think just because I wear a monocle, I can't enjoy the work of the stooges or the stiff little fingers? You think if you think in that, you're living in a pigeonhole, yeah? And this is telling us all break out of these pigeonholes. That's powerful art, guys. Thank you so much, definitely. Next up, we got TB. We got TB Douglas. TB Douglas. What I like with this one is that it's a real expression. You get a real sense of an expression here. TB says, I found a face for you on my walk today. I think this is the face of delighted shock. What do you think this face just saw? Now, TB goes for delighted shock. There's a sense, I believe, here where it could be delighted, or with these little windowsills, could be like eyes filling up with tears, which I suppose could be positive as well. I'm taking that as a negative thing. It could be a positive. Delighted shock. And, as definitely already points out, a wonderful moustache. A delightful moustache here. Really adding a sense of class. What, do you want eyebrows? Yeah, bang. They're right there. So there's a lot going on in this face with the expression as well. So if we've got some suggestion, Nana Hobbob says a murder. The face of delighted shock. Maybe the murder, stumbling upon the murder of a nemesis or bitter enemy, perhaps. I think that could work. I mean, it's a little bit macabre, but Lord knows we're capable of it, right, guys? We're all humans, yeah? We're no angels. We're human beings. We have these negative emotions. We got to accept that. We got to lean into it, yeah? Again, it's the story of Inside Out by Pixar. Good stuff, yeah, it's great. Bad stuff, it's also there. It's also important, yeah? Anybody else want to suggest what this building might have seen? If we're going with delighted shock, I think it could be potentially a lottery win. Potentially, a TB. Could be the face of a bride surprised to see her parents at the wedding because she thought they weren't able to make it due to COVID. I'm sorry, TB. Are you writing a screenplay here? You're trying to break my heart? You're trying to break my heart in a million little pieces? That's beautiful. That is beautiful. And the dad comes ziplining in. I'll walk you down the aisle. Oh, the tears well up. Eyes closed, bosh. Mascara, absolutely done. Outrageous. The music builds up. Like, that it probably have a riff on the kind of wedding thing, but like, you know, with a bit more orchestra, a bit more kind of real surprise, and that's your emotional conclusion of the film. That is your emotional conclusion of the film. Here's 2 tickets for opening night. Gosh, I want them. That is wonderful work, TB. Thank you so much. Little bride with a moustache? It happens. It happens, guys. Next up, very excitingly, what do we like on SnapQuest and Acolyte Poetry Corner? What always gets us jazzed up? What always gets us jazzed up is a new person. Brand new person. Getting involved with the Snap a Quest. And this is somebody who is not a weakling. Not a weakling. Has not watched the show, to my knowledge. And if they have, they've been lurking. They haven't really been commenting and getting involved, which is absolutely fine. Hello to all you lurkers out there. A young lady by the name of Emma Stannard. Emma's the only one that's created their face, and that's absolutely fine. Well within the rules here. Emma says, "This morning's crusty leftovers." Well, good Lord, thank you so much for sending us your crusty leftovers. Really do appreciate that. Again, Emma has crafted the nose, has crafted the eyes, crafted the mouth. The crummies around give the sense of maybe a poor complexion, maybe some large pores. Emma goes on to say, "It's malted," in case that's helpful. You're damn right that's helpful. Very, very helpful indeed. Because it says to me, hey, you can enjoy this art without getting quite as bloated as you might do if it were white bread. What it also does is gives a reason for the expression. I was pondering this expression for quite some time. Looking at it, I was like, is this happy? Is this sad? Turns out it's neither. It's the expression one has when one eats malted bread. It's not sad, certainly, but it's absolutely not happy. It's the face that says, that was probably the right thing to do. I'm pleased I did the right thing. But still, if there was a little thought bubble, I imagine it would be of white bread. Wonderful stuff, though, Emma. Wonderful stuff. Really, really appreciate that. And thank you so much for getting involved for the very first time. I'll keep my fingers crossed. You can see them crossed there. That it is the first of many. But it's not enough to win. Not enough to win this week. This week, very late in the day, your friend and mine, Mr. Uncle Town, sent in this. What I like about this, we've got a very strange aspect ratio. A very strange aspect ratio that I wasn't anticipating. Very narrow, very tall and thin. A supermodel of an aspect ratio. What Uncle Town has presented us with here is a double face. One eye, one big gaping maw with the bars presenting as teeth there. Really, really nice. Why is the mouth open? What's this building looking to eat? Looking to eat this little fella. This little blue fella. That is art. Nano Hobbop likes that. Definitely not do that. A face within a face. Absolutely. Is this telling a story? There is a narrative of faces within this picture. Within this snap. Absolutely outstanding. And then there's even the suggestion of another face on the floor here that's been a bit smushed. Maybe this is the remnants of a previous meal. So there's all kinds of Jack and the Beanstalk, giant fiction type tropes going on here. And I think this is absolutely top drawer. So well done, Uncle Town, for getting the victory. And thank you to all of you snappers for getting involved. Yeah. I hope you enjoyed this one. I enjoyed, when I was looking for my, give you some example faces, I really enjoyed doing it. I just did it all on Friday. And it's fun looking for faces, I think. Fire says definitely. Absolutely. Wonderful emoji work. Wonderful emoji work. Yeah, so well done, and thank you to all of you snappers. Let's head back to Maine. Wonderful. Uncle Town, just going to make a note of this. Snap quest. Wonderful. Wonderful stuff. TB, that is art. Absolutely, that is art, TB. Well done, you. Now, I mentioned earlier that I was potentially moving, if somebody offers me the job, potentially moving into the cutthroat world of advertising. So I thought I'd take this opportunity to show my abilities, just to kind of give a little visual, short-time CV of sorts, a curriculum vitae. These days, the job market is all about experience and prior employment, which I think is kind of nonsense. I'll go on the record and say that. I think if you're not letting anybody do the job that you're advertising who hasn't already done that job that you're advertising previously, then you're not going to be able to engage with one of the most positive and surprising concepts in life: beginner's luck. Yeah? People discovering they're unusually good at something that they've never done before. It's literally magic. Yeah? And I would simply advise you to not close yourself off to that kind of experience in the future. If there are any employers watching, just keep that in mind. Anyway, on the off chance that there is a big player in the advertising space watching, I'm just going to rattle through some examples of slogans or taglines for products that show just what a keen mind I have for this kind of stuff. Okay, so this is called Notme Does Advertising. Okay, I'm just going to move over slightly. Just move over slightly here. I need to get onto the right thing there. Okay, are we ready? Yeah. Sausages, the tastiest socks of mystery meat you'll ever find. Amazon Pharmacy. If Amazon's global ubiquity is making you feel sick, they've also got a pill for that. The New York subway. It looks like the movies and smells like the pits. British Airways. The extra money you'll pay for us seems like a lot when you're buying, but when you're stuck in your EasyJet flight on the tarmac for 2 hours with no legroom and a warm bottle of water, it seems like a bargain. Matches. You give me the friction, I give you the fire. Apple. Thanks for buying our new phone. See you in 9 months. Clothing for dogs. Yeah, that's Jesus right there. That's Jesus dressed up like popular comic book hero Spider-Man. If you're feeling bad about it or self-conscious, just don't show the pictures to anyone else. I am clearly not feeling bad about it. Vegetarian bacon. The tastiest way to kid yourself. Marks and Spencer. You might not think that you want to shop with us, but if you walk down a high street that we weren't on, you would freak out. So come and buy some sensible clothes and Percy Pigs. Houseplants. The children that even inattentive people can keep alive. And even if you can't keep them alive, no one cares. You're not going to get in any trouble. Yahoo. The most exclusive search engine in the world. Use us to search and be part of a club of only 17 people globally. Drinking glasses. Better than drinking out of your hands. BBC. We want to thank you for giving us your money, even though you're legally obliged to do so. Incense. Tell people you've gone travelling without telling them you've gone travelling. Dove. You know how the world doesn't care what size you are anymore? Yeah, you're welcome. Mugs. For when you don't want to look at what you're drinking. Jeans. Your next pair could finally be the perfect pair. Kale. It's good for you and it makes you think creatively. How can you entirely disguise it in meals? Toe rings. A handy way of telling people you're self-conscious about your toes. Smith & Wesson. Killing people deliberately and stuff since 1856. Ice cream syrup. For times when ice cream isn't quite sweet enough. Sprint. We're cheaper than AT&T. I said we're cheaper than AT&T. We're cheaper than... I'll text you. Nail file. There's no sassier way to tell someone you're not interested in what they're saying. Headphones. The bigger they are, the more into music you are. But like proper music. And finally, Rolex. What time is it? Time to remind people you're rich. So there we go. If there are any advertising people out there who want to hire Notme, or for other things, you know, if you think that my skill set would suit any other kind of job that you have, please email iamnotme, iamart@gmail.com. There we go. There we go. Wonderful stuff. What have we got? Jesus. Everybody getting involved with Jesus. Everybody loves a little Jesus appearance. Everybody loves a little Jesus appearance. Such a model. Absolutely. Absolutely. Nana Hob a big mug house over here, which says to me, you drink a lot of things that aren't that visually appealing. And that's absolutely fine. It's about the taste. Yeah, it's about the taste. Or maybe you just like to keep it surprised. Is this tea? Is this Mountain Dew? You'll never know. I'm not telling. You're perfect for the advertising world. Thank you. Thank you, TB. I think so as well. I think so as well. Just take somebody to give me a chance. You know? Just take somebody to give me a chance. Take somebody to really just, you know, kind of have a bet on me, right?
Art bet! To challenge yourself is artistic. Art bet! I'll give you options you can pick. Art bet! Take a guess, see if you won. Art bet! It's not for money, just for fun. Art bet!
Art bet indeed, guys. It's the part of the show where someone heroically takes on an art challenge. And you guys have to make an art bet on what the outcome is. The art challenge cannot succeed or fail. That's the joy of an art challenge. However it goes is however it goes. That's where the bet comes in. Out in the field is our roving reporter, our roving art bet reporter, Notme. Just as a quick reminder, if you haven't got your family simile suggestion in yet, it is as positive as. Make sure you get that in over the course of art bet, because that's when I'll be picking the winner. But yes, Notme is out in the field. We're going to keep our fingers crossed that this works, because the audio thing didn't work last week. We all remember that. We all remember how painful that was. So what have you got for us this week, Notme, you fine leather brogue of a man? Thanks, Notme. Today's art challenge will be undertaken by this hunting lodge in Grahamsville, New York. Are you friendly? Are you friendly domestically? Is your home friendly? A lot of people like to say, oh, I love to entertain. I love to entertain people. I love when everyone's round and I can just take care of everybody and provide a wonderful evening for people. Yeah, sure. Lots of people say that. Why wouldn't they? It marks you out as thoughtful, generous, and friendly. But talk is cheap, guys. Talk, very, very cheap. What's expensive are actions. How do you show people that from a house point of view, domestically, you are friendly? Oh, I always have lots of food in my fridge. I'm always able to whip up a meal for people. No. No matter how much food you have in your fridge, a small amount of very hungry people could, in fact, eat all of that food. The only way to show that your home is domestically friendly is the amount of chairs that you have. What's the point in people eating all of your food if they're standing up awkwardly in the corner while they're doing it? No, your guests must sit down. He's got a point. Only then can your house be truly deemed friendly. That's this hunting lodge's art challenge. It's a hunting lodge. It's where people come to kill stuff. But is this place friendly? Your art bet is simply how many people could simultaneously sit and be sat within this property, within the boundaries of this property. And I'll warn you guys, it's more than you think. Back to you, Notme. Thank you very much, Notme. My goodness, my gracious. What an exciting art bet. We have seen this hunting lodge before. This is the same hunting lodge that I did my last travel art from. So it's the one with all the death on the walls. So you've already seen inside it. So it's in some ways a memory exercise. And in some ways, it is just getting a sense of how friendly you think a hunting lodge would be. Nana Hobob says, Taxidermy Extravaganza Lodge. That's the one! That's the one! Can you make a guess yet? You don't have all the things to consider, so what are some of the things to consider? Thing number one, please. Thing number one. Here we go. I will count only chairs designed for sitting and relaxing. What does that mean? Well, I'm not counting toilets. I'll say that. I'll say that right off the bat. I will not count toilets. I will also say that I'm not counting loungers, okay? Because I couldn't decide whether a lounger was a chair, was a seat, or whether it was a lying down apparatus. Similarly, I won't count beds. You can sit on a bed, sure. That's not what it's designed for. It's not designed for sitting. See what I'm saying? The only chairs designed for sitting and relaxing. Thing number two. Sofas will be counted for how many cushions they have. Obviously, you can fit any number of people on sofas, if they're small enough. Children-wise, you can just fling children at sofas all day long. If you wanted. I mean, it's, TB Douglas, I guess the floor is out as well then. The floor will not be counted as a chair. I wasn't expecting to have to clarify that, but, this is the world that we're living in. And I'm glad that you've asked that question, TB. Thank you. So a sofa will be judged by how many cushions it has, okay? Because that, for me, seems to be an indication of we're expecting this amount of people to sit on this sofa. 3 cushions is 3, 2 cushions is 2. If there's just one long cushion, we're just counting that as 1, regardless of how wide it is, okay? There's a lot of wide people in this world, guys. Let's not forget. And similarly, any benches will simply be counted as 1. Again, you can get any number of people on benches. There's no kind of designation here. But if it's just one long bench, that's going to be 1. Definitely not Duda. Very good question. Are you including chairs on the deck as well? Absolutely. Chairs on the deck will be counted. There were some lawn chairs away from the deck. They will not be counted. Okay? So this is just within the house and on the... It's a wraparound deck, I will say as well. It's a wraparound deck and there is a deck out the back. So really there are chairs on all 4 edges of this property. Okay? Nana Hobob, the floor can be pretty relaxing with a nice clean carpet. Oh, I'm not doubting it, Nana. I'm not doubting it. You can have a lovely sit down on a carpet. Perhaps if you're doing a puzzle. Or perhaps if you're at a party and there aren't enough chairs. Or if you're playing a board game. Or if you are feuding with somebody who is sitting on the sofa. And you're thinking, no, not sharing a sofa with them. I'm making a point of sitting on the carpet. And you want to make it seem like it's really painful on your body. But, in actuality, if it's a lovely plush carpet, you can have a whale of a time. But don't let them know that. This is designed to make them feel bad. Part of the games of human relationships. If there are any other questions, let me know. But in the absence of them, we're going to go through to making your choices here. What are your options? Yeah. Options for how many chairs, how many seats are in and around this property. So I'm saying there's at least 10. There are at least 10 chairs or seats in this property. 10 to 30, 31 to 40, 41 to 50, 51 to 60, 61. Nana Hobob straight in there with an E. Nana Hobob's going, it's right up top here. Right up top. SJ Beck72 going for a C, 41 to 50. Let's not mess around here. If a house has 45 chairs, that's a huge amount of chairs. Let's not TB Douglas. Any of these are crazy. Couldn't agree with you more, TB. Couldn't agree with you more. In my home, that's a good one actually. This is a 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, maybe 7? Maybe 7 chairs, if we're not counting the toilet, which we've been over, we're not counting that. Maybe 7 chairs, or maybe 8 if I count that. Let's generously say 8 in my house. This one's got at least 2 more than that. Nana Howob going E, definitely not Duda going E. TB going D. SJ Beck going C. I mean, let's find out, guys. Let's find out. Are you as psyched to find out as I am? I think you are. I mean, I've already shot and edited the video, so I know exactly how many. Good luck to everybody who has made your choices. That's all of you. I've got my fingers crossed for you. I think you'll be surprised. We're going to start outside. This lovely wraparound deck. One large thing there. Here we go. 2 seat cushions. That's another 2. Outdoor sofa. We have a small table and chairs here. There's 1, 2, 3, 4 here. There's another random one here. Then round here, 2-seater and a 1-seater. The other side of the door, we've got another big one. Then 1, 2, 3. Then another one here. 2 thingy chairs. Benches, 1 each. 1 each. That's the rules. We're going to count 1 each for them. There's another one here. Another 1-seater here. 3-seater here. And then a 1-seater there. This is just outside. We're 26. Go all the way through first. There's more outside. See what we've got out the back. We've got a lounger there, which I'm not going to count because that is a lounger. We've got 4 benches here. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4. Another bench over there. That's another one. And then 2 single-seaters here. Jesus. No, that's a table. That's not a chair. Classic Jesus. Okay, so dining table. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then 6 here. Nestled round here, we've got another 4 stools by this breakfast bar. And the bathrooms are largely identical, and cameraman George is currently taking a shower in the other one, so we won't see the other one. This is just a toilet. That is a functional chair, and so there's nothing there. In here, bedroom-wise, just a single one over here, and a single one over here. Bunk beds not counting. This is the basement where we're not allowed to go for potentially macabre reasons that I won't dwell on. We've got another bench up here. That's just one. That's just one. He wasn't locked outside after. The main bedroom here, the one that I've been staying in, there's a little rocking chair in there. Another single chair in the corner there. Around here we have that chair there. That one there. Nothing else. That's just a bed out in the open. And then we come to the main space. The main, almost an atrium. And here, dead zebra. Excuse, mind all the death on the walls. Gosh, it's disturbing. So we've got another one here, another bench, that counts as one. We've got another single-seater here. Single-seater here, we have 2 cushions, 2 sofa cushions here, so that's a double. That's a 2. Now we've got the leatherette sofa. There's 3 here. Another one poked into the corner that I believe is a lazy boy, but can't be executed as such because of the placement of it. A 2-seater there. A single seater there, and then this 1, 2, 3. We've got 3 here, and that rounds it up. Those are all the seats in this entire cabin. Wow, my goodness. Congratulations to those of you who guessed correctly. Use this victory as a sign that the upcoming week is going to be your week. How could it be anything but? God is on your side. For those of you who guessed incorrectly, don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. How could you possibly have known? It was all guesswork. Lots of death, lots of friendliness. The world's a crazy place. Back to you, Notme. And there we go. And there we go. 66 seats in one macabre, death-infested hunting lodge. The most dead things I've ever seen in a place, and the most seats. So it's good to have two records, so you're not just burdened with one. Nana Hobob, this lodge is unfathomably friendly. Absolutely it is. It was, really, especially when you consider how many things they had murdered in the name of interior design. Well done, definitely. Well done, Nana, for correctly choosing E. It seemed like a crazy choice. We all said internally, all of us that aren't definitely not Tudor and Nana, we all said to ourselves, these guys are flipping crazy. These guys are flipping crazy. But you know what's crazy? The amount of seats that are in that lodge. Cameraman George, did you sit on all of them? I'm not sure that I did sit on all of them. I didn't sit on the stills by the breakfast bar. I'm not a big fan of big, tall chairs. That's a thing with me. They do make me feel a little bit uncomfortable. And some of the ones in the bedroom, I didn't sit on either of the ones in your bedroom, Cameraman George. And certainly not all of the ones on the outside. Because outdoor sofas is a concept that I haven't really got on board with in the past. Very dusty, and very like you hit them and just clouds of just tree stuff comes up out of them. So I was mainly sticking to the benches outside. But a great, that might have been another one. Therefore, now we know that there's 66 seats. How long would it take somebody to sit on all of them, to place their behind on all of the seats? But that would require me going back there, and I have vowed never to do that. Let's go back to Maine. Wonderful stuff. Yeah, let's go. Let's do our end bits. Oh, did I do it properly? I think I might not have done it properly. It might still be visible. Yeah, it's still visible. So let's get rid of this. And then let's go back to this, and then let's go back to this, and then let's go back to family simile results. Here we go. It's the part of the show that you've all been waiting for. Nana Hobob, I'll go there and do that art bet for you one day. You'd be doing the Lord's work, Nana. You'd be doing the Lord's work. It's a macabre place. I thought, you know what? Taxidermy as an art, I should embrace an art form like that, but I did. It just did. It was a little bit too much for me. But fair play to you if you want to get involved in that kind of thing. Good luck sleeping, is what I will say. So it was as positive as. Cameraman George comes straight in with as positive as the makers of the Fast and the Furious that the franchise will last forever, and I think it will. I heard that one of the big stunts from this most recent film, which I believe is 9, one of the big stunts from that film was invented by somebody who was under the age of 10, playing with Matchbox cars. What if they did this? And they said, yep, let's spend $60 million making that one stunt happen. And so if they're continuing to pull upon the ideas and influence of the younger generation, there's no reason. I mean, there'll always be kids playing with Matchbox cars, and so there'll always be adults watching Fast and Furious. So that's a great one, Cameraman George, and obviously Cameraman George, big fan of the franchise. We've detailed that before, and of course the maybe we can play that. Maybe we can play the theme tune from the Fast and the Furious Tokyo Drift. Maybe we'll see if we can play that before the end of the show. M. Acton is positive as a teacher on the first day of the new academic year. What I like about this one, is that it just drops that as positive as a teacher on the first day of the new academic year. So it just drops that possibility of a story continuing and that positivity gradually crumbling into negativity. I really like that. I really like that you're just dropping that suggestion. Just dropping that suggestion, like all of the very subtle hints that are placed at the beginning of the film, The Shining, that Jack Nicholson's character will eventually go mad. It's subtle. You might not pick up on all of them, but they are there. And you've very much crafted the story like The Shining with that family simile entrance. So well done. Nana Hobbob, as positive as Tony Robbins doing a Richard Simmons workout. My goodness. Tony Robbins, very positive guy. Richard Simmons, very positive guy, even though he's growing up in a time where certain aspects of his lifestyle weren't necessarily widely approved of. And so even with that adversity, he still managed to bring that positivity. And so if Tony Robbins did that, I'm not sure he wouldn't start just emanating light. Tony Robbins just start drifting up into the room with his lycra on, just beams of light shooting out of him, just melting the faces of everyone around him. But they would die happy. They would die positively. That's a great option. Just the mashing together of two very positive things to create a light-based death bomb. SJBX72 is positive as the producers of the latest James Bond film announcing its final release. Absolutely, they're very positive, aren't they? They're very positive. They said, no, the last 6 times we announced this, obviously that didn't work out too well. But this one, guys, put your money on Bond right now. Whenever it's going to be. We've got COVID licked. Or, poor choice of words, because you shouldn't do that, because it is, of course, very contagious. That's the whole issue. But yeah, they're very keen. They're very keen to say, excuse me, guys, it's happening. It's happening. Probably. Probably. That's a great suggestion. But the winner is, of course, therefore. Yeah, that worked out. Oh no, missed out the test. Definitely not Duda as positive as the positive pregnancy test of someone who has always wanted to be pregnant. It's again the combining of two positive things: positive pregnancy test and somebody who's always wanted to be pregnant. Because if the positive pregnancy test is someone who doesn't want to be pregnant, absolute bummer. Real bummer. It's got to be a lot of very difficult conversations coming up for them. But someone who's always wanted to be pregnant, and they get that positive, they get that plus on the little test, as the movies have taught me that it is the. Sometimes it's 2 lines versus 1 line. I don't know. I've never been pregnant, but as positive as someone who has always wanted to be pregnant and getting that positive pregnancy test. Absolutely. They would be absolutely over the moon. They would say, do you know what? I have been so keen to... Sorry. Police. I have been so keen to spend $250,000 over the next 20 years. And this has really given me the best opportunity to do that. So really, really good stuff. Really lovely. A lovely positive sentiment coming out of this. Definitely. Yeah. Really enjoyed that. So well done. Definitely. Home art. I've got some homework. Fill out the questionnaire. If anybody hasn't filled out the questionnaire yet, and I'm aware, although not, it's all anonymous, so I don't know. But if the grit of Hell's Kitchen, it is gritty here. It's very gritty. It's very gritty. Anybody says it isn't gritty, they just don't understand things. Yeah. Very gritty. People just angry all the time because the coffee shops run out of soy milk. I'm so angry. DJ, can I request that you play You Make Me Feel Mighty Real? No, I'm not going to play that tonight. This is such a gritty area. So if you haven't filled out the questionnaire, the link is in the chat. Give it a click, give it a fill it out. It's only going to take about 2 minutes of your life, and it would really make a big difference to me in terms of improving this show. Write a poem about adversity. We all deal with it, guys. We all deal with it. But we need to use positivity to overcome adversity. I've got adversity. I'm having to get a flipping job, guys. Doesn't get much more adverse than that. But the inspiration for the adversity poems next week will be the Paralympics. I'm not sure at this stage whether it will be a full Paralympic cavalcade or whether it will just be a segment that will be about the Paralympics or whatnot. But the Paralympics will play a part in next week's show. And so I would advise you, again, home art, watch the Paralympics. It's on NBC in the US. It's on Channel 4 in the UK. And to me, Paralympics better than the Olympics. There, I've said it. There, I've said it. Some of the things that people can do that you think, well, there's no way they can do that, and then they flip and do it. Absolutely unbelievable. The whole thing is art. The Olympics are all art as well, but this is art as well, even arter. Now, a whole lot of jobs are pretty terrible. Preach, baby, preach. So yeah, that's your home art. Fill out the questionnaire, write a poem about adversity, and if you want to do it about overcoming adversity, that'll be pretty positive. And watch the Paralympics, because the Paralympics are great. What have we got? Okay. Let's see if we can find the... Because you guys wanted it. You guys wanted it, and I want to give you the things that you want. That's kind of a thing with me. Where's the... Oh, it's back there. Okay. So let's try and find it. As a lovely way of rounding out the episode here. It's probably in MISC. There it is. We'll pop it there. Hopefully it'll work. Let's see if this works. No, it's not working, is it? It's not working. Or is it?
Diesel shows up only at the end. To link the films, he says the main guy is his friend. All of the drivers drive as fast as they can, and it's different from the others because it's set in Japan. Oh, Tokyo Drift. The film's about family. Oh, Tokyo Drift. But they handle it manfully.
And that's all you get of that. That's all you get of that. It is fire, isn't it? It is fire. That's an appropriate thing to say. Let's get off this bit. Was that too loud? Was that not loud enough? I mean, I'll be honest with you. I kind of want to go Teletubby style. I kind of want to watch it again.
Vin Diesel shows up only at the end. To link the films, he says the main guy is his friend. All of the drivers drive as fast as they can, and it's different from the others because it's set in Japan. Oh, Tokyo Drift. The film's about family. Oh, Tokyo Drift. But they handle it manfully.
There we go. If it's good enough for the Teletubbies, it's good enough for me. I'm going to show every video twice. I don't care. So there we go. Wonderful stuff. Another absolutely turbocharged episode over. A huge thank you to all of you for watching, for engaging, for making it, I think, the best episode that I've ever created. I am Notme. I am Art. And I'm wishing you all a very happy, a very positive, let's get positive, guys. A very positive, a very chilled, and a very creative week ahead. Watch the Paralympics. It's lots of fun. And I'll see you next week. George, I've got some good news for you, buddy. Some real good news. Get your DVDs out. I'm in the mood. We're watching Tokyo Drift again.
What a great show we all made just now. It was creative, live and divine. You did wonderful work, so go and take a bow. Just a slightly smaller bow than mine. So I'll see you right here next week, same time. What happened? Gosh, I just don't know. But I can promise you this, I'm going to blow your mind. Next week on the Most Week Show.